Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a good day, okay. I came up with another idea. I've got these ideas spinning at the moment. Sorry, I got an itchy face. I came up with another idea. I've been coming up with some really good ideas as of recently. This is what happens when I'm not at work. The content just flows, bitch. The creativity is there. Unfortunately, next week I'm back at work, so my uploads will probably drop. That's okay. Anyway, the other day I was looking at my Goodreads list and I was going through like the books I've read, and I just kind of wanted to suss like what I haven't recommended. There was a couple of books that I have personally read that I haven't recommended that really stood out to me. And when I came across these books on my Goodreads list that I have read, I thought, I haven't really heard many people talk about these books, or I haven't really seen them like overhyped. And I think they're really good quality books, like really good, like top tier shit. So I thought, I want to film a video talking about underhyped books. Let's show some love to the books that don't get enough, okay? So that's what today's video is all about. I'm excited because I love talking about fresh books that I haven't read personally and books that I haven't recommended. So without further ado, baby, let's get into the video. Is that my cat? If that's my cat meowing now, if he's been silent this whole time and now he's meowing at the front door, I'm going to lose my shit. I swear to God, every time I try and sit down to film, he starts meowing. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, mate? I feed you so well. Like this cat, have you seen my cat on social media? He is the size of me. He is a huge, pure white cat, okay? He is massive and he eats so much food. Oh my God, it's like having a house of 5 children. I kid you not. Like he gets breakfast, lunch and dinner. He gets snacks. He gets crunchies. He gets wet food. He gets milk. He gets water. He gets everything because he just meows all the time, and I understand. He's a huge fucking cat man, so he's got to fucking eat. But still, he eats more than me. I feed my cat better than I feed myself. That's a good pet owner. That's a good pet owner. First book we're talking about today is Make It Sweet by Kristen Callihan. Callihan? I don't know, bitch. I've seen this. I've seen this on my Kindle. Every time I open up my Kindle app, this pops up as a recommendation. And I did have it on my TBR, but then I took it off. I don't know why. I don't know anything about this book. I put it on my TBR because I like the cover. I don't know anything about this author, but this came up quite a bit because I asked on Instagram. I forgot to say that before. I asked on Instagram like I always do, and a lot of people said that this is really good. Life for Emma isn't good. The world knows her as Princess Anya. Anya? Yeah. On Dark Castle, but then her character gets the axe. Okay, so she's not a royal. She's an actress. Oh, okay, so it's about an actress. Love that. That sounds good. I should have read this. This is my problem. I find new books that I don't see anywhere, put them on my TBR, but then I don't read them. So then I don't get like, I don't know why I don't read them. And then I don't have like new recommendations to give you. And I end up reading just really popular books. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this one was my pick because I haven't seen anyone talk about this. I read this ages ago and swoon city, bitch. I was swooning. This was a 5-star read for me. I fucking love this. So this is called Where the Good Girls Go to Die by Renee. This is book 1 in a series. I believe there's more than one book. Bitch. This was so fucking good. Like literally, butterflies, vagina flutters. I was feeling some type of way. I was literally swooning. Like, oh my God, bitch, are you kidding me? So this book is second chance romance. That's the trope. There's a past, some history between this girl and this guy. This girl comes back to her hometown. He's in a relationship, and then she starts working at his tattoo shop. So there's a tattoo shop involved in this book. It's so good. There's some situations, you know, they go to tattoo conventions together and they kind of are forced to be around one another, and it's this like constant battle because there's a past. Okay, something went down back in the day. Dual timelines, bitch. You go back and forth. So you see them fall in love, then you see them rekindle their flame after years apart. And I believe, this was ages ago when I read this, but I do believe that it's her brother's best friend. That's correct, isn't it? I swear it is. Yes, it is her brother's best friend. Yes, so it's a second chance romance. Brother's Best Friend. If you don't like cheating, I wouldn't read it. But come on, grow a pair. Read cheating, bitch. You're not sinful if you're reading fucking cheating, you know what I mean? As I said, I haven't seen many people talk about this book, but I personally read this a while ago. So the facts of this book are a little blurry, but I remember specifically swooning. Loved it. Loved every minute of it. Why Are You Here by Brianna Jean, which I actually... Yes, I have that. I actually got this in the mail the other day. I don't know anything about this book either. I've seen it come up on Kindle Unlimited. I've seen it on like Kindle. I got sent the paperback the other day. I haven't even checked it out yet, like looked at the blurb or anything like that. But this came up a ton as well. Let's have a look. Let's have a look on Goodreads. Ooh, a party in Hollywood Hills, a perfectly timed smoke break, a chance encounter. From the moment I laid eyes on Judah Colt, I knew I was screwed. He was a whirlwind of emotions, a disastrous tornado of need. What I got was almost more than I could handle. In the blink of an eye, I was no longer just a fan, a girl with an obsession, but instead I became a necessity to the music, to the fans, to Judah himself. Together we were a chaotic mess of feelings, fears, and attitudes. But apart, it all got worse. Neither of us were ready for love, especially not the kind we found. But once we started, there was no going back. Apparently it's pretty wild. Mixed reviews. Anyway, that's this book. I'll check it out since I have it. This particular author came up quite often. It wasn't just one particular book. It was like all her books. Tons of people posted about all her different books. So I thought I'd just go through a couple of them and show you what author I'm talking about. Penelope Sky. All of you believe that she is extremely underhyped. Now I have read, I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what book it was. Was it Beloved or something? It was a romance set in France, in Paris, with the mafia. And I ended up DNFing it when I got to the third book because I didn't like where the story was going. But I didn't not like her writing. But yeah, so many people have said that Penelope Sky is underrated. Her books are amazing. I think it's her Buttons and Lace series people talk about all the time. So yeah, I definitely need to check her books out because every time I talk about mafia, every time I do a mafia video, or if I'm reading something mafia, or mafia is just, you know, happening for me, I'm in my mafia mood, everyone always says to me, you need to read her books. I've seen quite a few people tell me to talk about this and read this book, and it also brings me sadness because this author is no longer with us. So the book I'm talking about is the Mindfuck series by Saint Abbey. So C.M. Owens is also known as Saint Abbey. Saint Abbey is actually one of her pen names, and recently news broke that she had sadly passed away. I want to just pay my respects to this author. I think it's beautiful that even though she's no longer here with us and she's no longer blessing the world with her art, that we can keep a piece of her forever in the form of a book and have her words written on paper for generations to come. So the Mindfuck series is super popular actually. I've seen it a lot. It's not hyped up, but I've seen so many people say that it's like underhyped. Like every time someone's like name an underhyped series or book, they say the Mindfuck series. So I believe it's between a serial killer who's a female and an FBI agent. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. If not, brilliant. This has been on my TBR for fucking months. And everyone has said, bitch, you're going to love this, but I'm just not in the mood for that right now. But when I am in the mood for that, I'll be going straight here, bitch. I cannot believe, dude, that I have not recommended this. What? I cannot believe. This is the Tormentor of Mine series. Of course I have fucking read this. So many people always slide into my DMs and they're like, read this, read this. It's a Russian male character. Are you, look at me go, are you actually kidding me? If I find out or hear of a Russian male character in a romance book, I'm straight there, bitch. I'm like straight fucking there. I search high and low on the internet all the time for Russian male characters in romances. Like, it's an obsession, hun. It's an obsession. I've got an issue. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But I read Tormentor of Mine after I read Balance, because Balance was the first book that I read with a Russian male character in it, and I became obsessed. I was like, I need more. And my sister-in-law had actually read this, and she was like, you need a Russian male character, here you go. Now this is a 4-book series, and this is one of the most frustrating fucking series I've ever read in my entire life. I did not like this heroine because I thought she was a pansy. Okay, hear me out. If you've read it, you understand. So this is about, how do I even explain this? Okay, this dude, his family gets murdered. His children, and he's Russian. He lives in Russia. His family gets fucking brutally murdered. Like his wife, his kids. Oh my God. He's like an agent or something. He works for the government, in the military, something like that. And this event happens, and he finds his family murdered. What do you do when you find your family murdered? You go on a fucking killing spree and you get revenge. So he becomes wanted by, I forgot the people, the something pole, the interpole, the polar, the something pole. I need to Google this shit so I know what I'm talking about. The people, he's on like the world's wanted list. Because it was like an undercover job or some shit. I read this ages ago. It was like an undercover thing with all these like secret services that killed his family. So then he like is like, fuck the Russian government, fuck the world, and he goes on a murder spree and just kills all these like government officials all over the world, and he's on the run because he's wanted hard. Anyway, this cunt is fucking cooked, man. Obviously, if you find your family brutally murdered, like your wife and your children, of course, you're gonna actually, like, you're gonna fucking, something's gonna, you know, come loose. Yeah, you're gonna actually go insane. Like, I know if I came home and my family was murdered, bitch, I would not be like this. This girl, right? This girl's married to this man, and this man in America, and this man was involved in murdering the Russian dude's family. Oh, bitch. And so, the Russian man hunts this bitch down and is like ready to fuck her up, man. He's ready to fuck her up. Well, he doesn't want to actually hurt her. He just wants her husband. He ends up breaking into her house or something like that, and then he like waterboards her. Is that what it's called? He like does some fucked up things to her. Oh my, he does fucked up things to her to try and get like information about her husband. And then he ends up becoming like obsessed with her. Oh, it's weird, man. He ends up becoming like obsessed with her. Like, I mean weird. He gets weird with her. Like, he sits there and brushes her hair, and he like keeps her captive and kidnaps her. And yeah. But the twisted thing about it, it sounds actually fucked. This sounds like the most fucked book I've ever read. This is my thing in romances, and I know like she has reason to not fall in love with him. Like, he's kidnapped her. Okay, I get it, okay? And he's fucking insane, and he's on the run. Like, really on the run. Like, governments across the world want him, bitch. But like, there is just so much attraction between the two of them, and like there's like so much sexual tension, babe. I cannot stress it enough. And she is just so stubborn. It's just like, just admit it, man. I don't know why these girls do this. I don't know. Is it because they feel like their pride? Like I don't know. But even if I was kidnapped, now this is hypothetically, this wouldn't happen, and I'm sure I actually wouldn't feel like this in the moment, but hypothetically, when I'm reading these things, these kind of relationships where they've been kidnapped or they're captive, and there's like all this sexual tension and all this shit happening, and like, you clearly want him and he wants you, why don't you just do it? Like, I just don't, when I'm reading that, I'm like, I would just be like, whatever, like, let's just get it on, bitch, because it's just like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna fight him? Like, you've got no hope, bitch. You may as well just cave and surrender and just be like, all right, is this my life now? Like, I would. Every time I watch like a horror movie, like Wolf Creek, for instance. Okay, so Wolf Creek is a well-known, I'm going off topic, but Wolf Creek is a well-known Australian horror film, and it's actually based on 2 serial killers in Australia, if you didn't know. But the Wolf Creek movie, it's loosely based around it. When I watched that, and when I've read up on these serial killers, now this is hypothetically, I'm sure in the moment I wouldn't be like this, but I think if they're that sick in the brain, if you just played along with it, do you reckon they just wouldn't even care about you? Like, if you had some cunt, like, wanting to do really sick shit to you, and if you just, like, went along with it and was like, yeah, baby, do it to me, do you reckon they'd back off and think you're a freak? Because they get off on you not liking it, or I'm not talking about rape, but just, like, torturing you and shit. They get off on you crying and shit. So if you just didn't cry, they probably wouldn't hurt you as bad. Don't you think? Anyway, off topic, I think about weird shit, okay. But yeah, she just didn't cave to him. And it was a 4-book series, bitch. A 4-book fucking series before anything really happened between them. That's a lie. Heaps of shit happened between them. But before she finally fucking realized she was in love with him, it was dramatic, baby. Dramatic. I'm talking like Hollywood. Like, at one point, they were landing a plane somewhere and the plane blew up and they had to jump out of the plane. It was a bit crazy, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it's intense, babes. It's intense, and yeah, he's Russian, so if you like that, yeah, okay. Okay, so this is another book that people recommended, and I've read this one too. This is Tears of Tess, or Tears of Tessa, or whatever it is, by Pepper Winters. I gave this book a 5-star rating when I read it. And if I read it now, I probably wouldn't give it a 5-star rating, but this is one of the most darkest reads I've ever read, in the sense of how descriptive it was. So this is a human trafficking romance, like a captive romance. Bitch, this is actually fucked. And this triggered one of my biggest fucking fears. So I haven't traveled the world, okay, for good reason, because I'm way too fucking aware of human trafficking. Like, I'm way too aware. Like, I am petrified of someone taking me and selling me. I know people, like, I literally know someone who traveled to Mexico and got kidnapped. Yeah, like, I know fucking fucked up things that have happened. Anyway, and when I watched Taken, the movie, when I was like 16, I was like, I'm never leaving the country. So yeah, I'm like, that's why I haven't traveled. I have the biggest fucking fear of getting trafficked, of something happening to me, and I'm just like, yeah. Anyway, this book is about this chick. 1, she's Australian. 2, she goes to Mexico. 3, she gets fucking taken. And 4, she gets fucking sold into the human trafficking business and ends up on the other side of the world, owned by some dude in Europe. This gave me anxiety, because I was like, this is literally my biggest fear, bitch. My biggest fear. Anyway, it was really good though. If you're into BDSM. It was very interesting. I hadn't read a book like this. It was a little wild. The sex was a lot. I'm not gonna lie. It was a lot, because it, again, is very heavy BDSM. And just the relationship between her and her owner. Oh, mate, it gives me fucking shivers. Your owner. Ugh. I forgot what I was saying because I had to upload all the footage from my memory card to my laptop. Anyway, the BDSM of this book, Tears of Tessa, it was a lot, okay? It was a lot. And what was that noise? Anyway, yes, I marked this a 5-star read when I read it. And I don't think I would now. But, you know, it is popular. People that have read this loved it. But it just, if you're going to read it, just keep in mind that it is really fucking dark. And yeah, as I said before, the BDSM in that, it's a lot, bitch. Like, this motherfucker, this hero in this book, he goes ham sandwich on this bitch when it comes to sex, man. To the point where I was like, if someone tried to pull that shit on me in the bedroom, I'd be like, are you okay, sir? Like, I would throat jab, man. I would not. I couldn't. It's not my thing. I can read it, but I can't do it, you know what I mean? But yes, Tears of Tessa. You guys think that it is underhyped, so moving on. I had tons more that came up, guys. So many people recommended so many underhyped books, so I definitely want to do a part 2 in the future, but I've rambled on way too much in this video, so I'm going to end it here. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to thumbs it up. It helps me out so much. Also, leave down below your favorite underhyped book, and maybe I'll pop it into the next video. Don't forget, all my social media links are down below, as well as the links to my merch if you're interested in buying anything. You don't have to, but if you are, We can be twinsies. So yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.